A letter to God. The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a good rain or at least a shower. Throughout the morning Lencho, who knew his fields thoroughly, had done nothing else but see the sky toward the northeast. "Now we are really going to get some rain, Lucy." Lucy, his wife, who was preparing supper, replied, "Yes, God willing." It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen coming closer. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the excitement of feeling the rain on his body. And then he remarked, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5s. With a satisfied expression he saw the field of ripe corn with its flowers covered in a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did look like new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the ice ball. "It's really getting bad now," exclaimed the man. "I hope it goes away quickly." It did not go away quickly. For an hour the hail fell on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white, as if covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had gone away, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." That night was a painful one. All our work, for nothing. There's no one who can help us. We'll all go hungry this year. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the valley, there was a single hope: help from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total disaster. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say, no one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been taught, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lencho was a strong man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mailbox. It was nothing less than a letter to God. "God," he wrote, "if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm had destroyed my entire crop of corn." He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside and, still worried, went to town. At the post office, he affixed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, collected the mail from the mailbox, went to his boss laughing merrily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, jovial fellow, also started laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and, stroking the letter on his desk, remarked, "What a faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." Starting up a correspondence with God. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Answer the letter. But when he opened it, it became clear that to answer it he needed something more than mere goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his colleagues. He himself gave a part of his salary. And several friends of his were requested to give something for an act of charity. It was impossible for him to collect 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho and with them a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. The following Sunday Lencho came a little earlier to ask if there was any letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has done a good deed, looked on from the window of his office.